right, shalom. Welcome to another Expert Inside interview. My name is John Golden from SalesPOP, online sales magazine and Pipeliner CRM, joining you as usual from a sunny San Diego. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Andrew Newland, who is in Colorado Springs in Colorado. How you doing, Andrew?
I'm fantastic. How about yourself, John?
Doing great, doing great. And Andrew, you're the founder and CEO of Functional Medicine Marketing and the author of Digital Marketing and SEO for Functional Medicine Practices. There we go. The book is there.
Got it.
Best online marketing methods for getting more calls, better leads, and bigger profits. What we're going to talk about today is number one, why most functional medicine clinics struggle to grow and how to fix it. First of all, Andrew, just for those who aren't familiar what functional medicine is, what is that?
Yeah, so functional medicine is actually a really broad term for generally a cash-based clinic that's helping people get to the root cause of their health issues. So a lot of them are MDs, and so they can manage, medications and prescriptions, but the goal is, hey, can we get off of these or decrease the dosage? Really, so in the end, it's getting to the root cause of health issues. This involves, in-depth testing, lab work, also lifestyle, dietary changes, supplements, and then beyond. So a lot of different modalities as well.
Yeah, and so a lot of other businesses would have some of the same issues as they're trying to do their marketing and SEO. So let's talk a little bit about what are some of the challenges that businesses like this face when it comes to digital marketing?
Yeah, so we focus a lot on functional medicine practices. We actually have a broader reach than that. We have different agencies with different names. So we do direct primary care. We also do commercial real estate marketing. So it's really anybody that's a local business that wants to capture high quality leads coming from organic Google search. This is what would really benefit from that. The normal kind of model is, hey, let's do a Facebook funnel that generates a lead that goes to a landing page and does a nurture sequence. And you've probably seen the ads. There's a lot of them out there, especially for functional medicine practices. They can get you 30 new patients in 30 seconds for 30 cents or whatever it is. The problem is what may have used to work doesn't work as well anymore. Right. We get a lot of clinics that have tried this kind of magic pill kind of Facebook funnel program, and they'll get a bunch of leads, but they're just really poor quality leads. A lot of them, if you call them, they don't know who you are. If they do show up, they're just there for the $39 special versus, getting high quality leads that are ready to really kind of devote the time to their health or whatever it is, the service that they offer. So we do things very differently in that we put SEO at the center of our marketing strategy, and then we support it with ad campaigns and funnels and automations and social media and all.
Yeah, because let's face it, I mean, with ad campaigns and Facebook ads and all stuff like that, you can go through money very quickly, and small businesses can burn through a lot of money very, very quickly. So talk to me a little bit about the SEO strategy. First of all, for those search engine optimization, for those who aren't familiar with it, or maybe somebody who's just starting a small business and says, yeah, I need to be on Google and stuff like those other ones come up. How does that happen?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of information out there for sure. So I really want to kind of boil it down.
Yeah.
A lot of agencies say they do SEO, and they're doing something as far as SEO, but generally they're doing either backlinking or getting links from other websites, or they're doing citation management, citation listing management, where it's just making sure your name, address, phone number is consistent across the web. Those are important, but it's about 5 to 10% of what Google takes into account when it looks at your online presence. So we've boiled it down to a protocol where we work on technical, content, and local SEO each month. So that technical aspect is making sure the website functions well, the performance score, especially on people's phones, but then all the way down into the code where we can take advantage of keywords in H1s, H2s, schema markup, meta description, and the list goes on, title tags, all of those. So that's kind of the technical piece. And then the content piece, The great thing about AI kind of just flooding the market is we have the opportunity to stand out with excellent content. So AI is generating just millions of pieces of content, even in the SEO world. But when you think about it, Google always wants to prioritize the authorities, wants to prioritize and put people or businesses at the top of the list for those that are experts and have unique knowledge. Right? Versus AI is just kind of conglomerating and throwing out knowledge. So you can utilize AI, of course, but you want to really pull in your own personal experience and your expertise as that owner in your content. You know, and it needs to be long. It needs to be 900 to 1100 words. And then there's a whole content strategy that we put together based on what people are searching, keyword search traffic. So every one of our clients gets a personalized, unique strategy because, you know, what they're searching for in Maryland is going to be different than what they're looking for in Phoenix. You know, in the functional medicine world, they might be using the term holistic more than functional medicine or naturopathic or whatever it is. Symptoms and conditions are going to be different across the country. Well, so where they're suffering from GI and gastrointestinal issues, over here it's much more about hormones, and it's identical hormone therapy and those things for sure. So that's kind of the first two is technical content, and then we really tap into local SEO on the Google listing by responding to reviews, asking and answering your own questions. That's a tip that everybody can do if you have a Google listing. And honestly, everybody should have a Google listing. You go in there and you can ask and answer your own questions. It's a great place to get some SEO. And then down kind of at the bottom of that listing, you have the opportunity to do an update, which kind of looks like a Facebook post, but you don't have to dance. You don't have to be super creative. You can really just tap into, here's what we do. Here's where we do it. Here's the type of people we serve. And then all of that you can utilize in geotag photos, which means you can stamp the latitude and longitude of your office location or where you want to target people into the back-end code of that photo. For example, let's say you go on vacation and you're in Maui and somebody takes your photo. You're the business owner. You never like any of your photos. Ever. And so you finally got one. And so you want to use it in your marketing. Well, the problem is when Google crawls through the code, it's going to see where that photo was taken in Maui. If you're serving people in Phoenix, Arizona, you're sending a conflicting signal to Google. So you want to still use the photo, just restamp the geotag on there. And that works for stock photos. You can, do a Canva graphic and geotag that as well. So,
and I was just saying, Andrew, these are such great insights, because people think oftentimes like, well, I'm a small business, these ads are really expensive. This is really expensive. That is, it's all overwhelming. But then you say, actually, when you bring it down and you really localize it, if you're on top of your answering your reviews, you're doing what you're saying, tagging your photos, you're making your website useful, you're making your content. And one of the other things that you mentioned earlier, and I think this is something that I still see a ton of businesses fall down on, which is kind of amazing, especially small local businesses, is not having their sites mobile optimized.
Absolutely. The majority, I can pretty much guarantee that 95% of people listening or watching the show, the majority of people finding your website are on their phones.
Yep.
So if they have to zoom in or they have to slide to the side to see it, what are they going to do? None of us are going to sit through that and wade through that. We're going to back out and go find something else. Why? Because there's millions of websites out there where we can find the information. So absolutely, that performance of mobile optimization on the website is paramount for SEO and really just the user journey.
Yeah. And like you said, then also with the content, I mean, you've got tools, but being an expert, because especially with local businesses, Andrew, don't you that's where, I mean, why would you go to somebody local? You don't go to somebody local for convenience. Yeah. But really it's for expertise and familiarity and something that you feel like you can trust. You've read the reviews, you've seen people from your own neighborhood utilizing this service. So the more you can do as a business to reinforce that and to build that trust, the better. There's nothing worse, isn't there, than you look at some business and you're like, they're local, but I don't know anything about them.
Exactly. And even after you read through their website, you don't know anything.
Yeah, you know less.
Exactly. Yeah. You know less. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and here's a quick kind of test that you can do on your website. I call it the Goldfish Test. That's why I have Goldfish right here. I used to have this because people and Goldfish have the same attention span when it comes to websites. Now Goldfish have such a great attention span.
Yeah.
People, I mean, the attention span, what, maybe 3 seconds on a on a website. So here's 3 questions that you want to ask when you first open up your website. What is it that you do? How does it help people? And how do they get it? And what you could do is you could go to a coffee shop, go somewhere, somebody that doesn't know you, and just say, hey, I'm going to buy you coffee. I just want you to look at my website for 10 seconds, and I'm going to ask you 3 questions. There's no pressure. If you can't answer them, that's fine. So here it is. I'm going to buy you coffee. You're going to look at my website. 10 seconds later, you're going to say, okay, what is it? What do I do? And if they can't answer what you do, like you said before, okay, you got to start over. Up at the top, you got to really make it clear. Hey, we do functional medicine in Denver, Colorado. We are plumbers in Phoenix, Arizona. Always go for clarity over cleverness. Yeah. And then how does it help me? How does it help people? And then how do I get it? That's that call to action button. Get started. Call now. Free discovery call. A meet and greet. Get your online proposal, free proposal or something.
Yeah.
And so I call that the Goldfish Test. You can take that again, try that for a few different people, and then go back and reassess just the user experience. I have found that people spend so much time on the colors of their website and about this much time on the clarity of their website.
Yeah. No, I would agree, Andrew, because everybody's a designer. Remember, I mean, that's the thing is like, and everybody has an opinion on the colors, and everybody wants to get involved on this picture or the colors of that, and nobody wants to talk about the content because that's boring, right?
It's boring. Oh, it's boring. Yeah, it's so boring. But I can tell you this: depending on which blue you pick, is not going to increase or decrease your ROI. It's just not. Just freaking pick one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I love that. And I love what you said as well, as like, about functional, rather than cleverness, because that's the other thing that's so annoying sometimes is when you see somebody has tried to put something really clever together and you're just like, oh my goodness, I just need the details. I always go back. I don't know if you've ever seen the mockumentary Spinal Tap, but one of my favorite quotes from that movie is there's a thin line between clever and stupid.
Oh, it's so thin.
It's so thin.
That's true.
Yeah, and that's why I think I love your idea about just asking random people to look at your website and see, because because at the end of the day, they're more representative than you're looking at your own website. Exactly. And what impact is AI having on search, Andrew?
Yeah. So 2 different things. Like we talked about, first of all, we talked about the search is getting flooded with content. Yep. So there's, a lot of people are freaking out and saying, oh, AI is going to take our SEO jobs. We're going down, as with any new tool, the tool is only as good as the person that uses it. So now is the perfect opportunity to, 1, learn the tool, but 2, keep in mind that AI is just a conglomeration of all the content out there. Google will always put a premium and a priority on the best content. So it's just another way to stand out by having excellent content that's very personalized, talking about your personal experience, talking about people that you've helped, utilizing your reviews, rather than just kind of regurgitating the content. The second thing that AI is doing is, we've all seen that. You go to Google and you search for something and you see that the AI overview, right? Yeah. So that AI overview pops up. And what we're finding is Google knows more than any of us about anything. But Google knows that people want these snippets of information quick, right? Yep. Back to that attention span problem. So they want this. So another goal of ours with our SEO program is to get into that AI overview. That's technically called a SERP feature. It's the people also ask, it's the AI overview, it's the those images that pop up, and then your local business listing. If you can get up into that maps pack,
Yeah.
Again, that's that SERP feature. That's kind of a special feature.
Mhm.
Google's putting a premium on those, one of those being the AI overview. So we're actually seeing kind of a little bit of a swap when it comes to what Google is kind of putting in front of people. We'll actually see maybe a few less keywords for a client, but more of those SERP features,
Right.
where we're going gangbusters, they're the experts, and Google is naturally kind of shifting over there. So keep in mind, all of that comes down to a technically fabulous site,
Yeah.
excellent content, utilizing all of those technical features as well in the content, and utilizing local SEO as well. So it's all about opportunities, and I mean, again, it's a tool, and the more you can leverage it, the more opportunities you can take advantage of with your business.
Yeah, and I love what you said earlier about the questions and answers as well, because I mean that's such a simple thing to do, but it's one of the things that people look for the most. Like, because let's face it, about your business, I mean 99% of people are going to have the exact same question, so why wouldn't you get out ahead of that?
Exactly. It's going to just save you time. It's going to save you time. Now, I can tell you, everybody has the same question, but nobody reads the website.
Right.
So putting those more on the Google listing, getting up into those SERP features, you're going to be able to kind of stem the tide a little bit and get in front of people. So maybe they'll actually read it. But keep in mind with SEO, we're trying to make Google happy more than we want people to be happy.
Right, right.
So there's a lot of times I'll talk to these doctors that we work for, and they hold on to their content like with an iron fist, because only they do things the way they do them, and and our branding and our voice and all of this. The problem is, the KPI that we're tracking is not, okay, how many people did I send to a blog? What I want to do is I want to show Google that my client has this huge library of interconnected content. And so then Google raises the tide and all the boats rise. So you might increase a ranking for a keyword for your website, your homepage. Whereas, what did it? Well, it was all this blog,
all this
service pages,
all this content. Yeah. And I think that's the thing that people need to get used to. The fact is, like, hiding your content isn't going to help you. And as you said, it's not suddenly that the whole world is going to read your content and usurp your position. No, most of the world's not going to read your content, and nobody's going to try and copy what you did or what you do or whatever. So you kind of have to get over that stuff.
Yeah, you do, for sure. I think all of us, when we first started in business and we built a website, it's kind of like a field of dreams, right? If I build it, they'll come.
Yeah.
I have a website. I mean, it says they're going to flock, and then they look at their traffic and they've got this many people coming after 2 months. Yeah. So it's not just about building it and they will come. You have to get out there, and kind of, again, SEO is a fantastic way to do it. Now, SEO is horribly slow. It takes in the marketing world, it takes forever. So that's why we support that with Google ads and Facebook and Instagram ads, as I call it the trifecta, or the triangle, where you've got SEO, Google ads, and Facebook and Instagram ads.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point that you brought up there, because I think sometimes people don't understand how long it does take for SEO to really be effective, and how it's an ongoing thing, and how it's. I mean, and this, this better than I do, being in the SEO business, but also you have this wonderful thing where Google changes its algorithms every so often, and then folks like you then have to adjust things to catch up with it. So I mean, it is something that I think people need to have more realistic expectations about. You can't set up a business and expect, even with somebody as good as Andrew, you can't expect, for your SEO to kick in within a week or two. This is a long-term project.
It's the longest. It is. It really is. And I like to say that the SEO solves next year's problems.
Right. Yeah.
So obviously, some industries we can a lot sooner than that. And some industries, like HVAC or plumbers or used cars, that's going to take like 2 years. And again, that's kind of why we support that and jumpstart that with Google ads and Facebook and Instagram ads, so we can start generating that traffic as a support to the SEO. But it does. Good marketing, there's no magic pill for good marketing.
Yeah.
So if you see an ad that sounds like a magic pill, it it's too good to be true. It is too good to be true.
No, and absolutely. And I think that's why, I think that's why you often have that ongoing, little bit of friction within organizations between sales and marketing, because, unfortunately, marketing it's not instantaneous. It takes a while. It's not always obvious, and the end of the day, as you pointed out earlier, Andrew, it's never one thing. It's never one thing. It's always a combination. And quite frankly, the combination is sometimes difficult to figure out.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right. In our world, we call it multi-channel marketing, a multi-channel approach to marketing. It's kind of also back to our health, right? You can't just eat healthy once, like go get for a day and man, I'm going to just eat super healthy and then you're good. No. It has a compounding effect. And the same goes for marketing. And then you've got finance on the other side that doesn't want to pay anything for marketing, right? Hey, we're hurting. This is huge. They're starting to hurt financially. And what do? They pull back on the one thing that could get them up ahead and actually increase the income.
Yeah. That's the beauty of the beauty of the world we live in, the realities of every day. But that's great. Well, listen, Andrew, this has been fascinating. Thank you so much. Those have been really good insights. Awesome. All of Andrew's information will be below this video. But before we go, please do remind people what you do.
Yeah, so we do digital marketing for functional medicine practices and beyond. So really any kind of local business. We're a full service agency. We build websites, but SEO is really kind of our bread and butter, and then we support that with all the other services.
Yeah, excellent. Well, listen, thanks again, Andrew. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see you all again very soon. Thank you.
Thank you. See ya. Have a good day.